Good Tuesday morning, everyone. We're back on the floor of the New York Stock Exchange with Jim Cramer to break down today's market action. And Jim, I think the markets are struggling for a direction here.
Yeah, I mean, I think that once again we get a hangover from Europe. People just interpret us as being somehow related to Europe. I mean, I think that the money coming out of Europe tends to come here, and there are a lot of people. Ray Dalio is brilliant, man. Look, everybody who's been negative is brilliant. I mean, let's just give them that. They're brilliant. I am struggling to be practical, not brilliant. And when I see action like today, which is rotation out of commodity and into proprietary, which is really what's happening in tech, when I see the industrials bounce, as I said in real money, they don't seem to want to come down, I come back and say, okay, look, China's a factor, but the fact is that our economy is very strong. And I think we're polarized. I think that if you're a Democrat, you don't want to say the economy's good. If you're a Republican, you do want to say the economy's good, and that's a shame. Because there is a storyline that the economy is good, but there are also people who say it's about to end. And the about to enders have not helped people make money, but they're never wrong. I mean, I'm stuck trying to make people money. And I wish I weren't stuck. I wish I could just be negative and say forget it. And then when it does go down, which inevitably it will, I will say, hey, listen, I told you so. But I did do that once. Right at the time of the crisis, and all that happened is I was the poster boy for saying that I liked the market. So I guess it really doesn't matter. I mean, to be existential about it, if you didn't cry wolf, but you nailed it, and then you were the person who was fingered as being the most aggressive to buy, then what does it matter? I come back and say, look, now is not a bad time. Then was a bad time. But my views are interpreted by myself when I look in the mirror, and what I am saying is it's not a bad time.
And Jim, you said many times that it only takes one time to get rich.
Right.
So a lot of those naysayers are already rich.
They're already rich, and I guess I am really always struggling with the idea that it's really hard to make people money when you tell them to sell everything. And that's just, if you read Confessions of a Street Addict, I made that mistake in 1998. I quickly reversed myself. It was in TheStreet. I quickly reversed myself and managed to be able to write things up. But it is a very easy decision to say we're in the 7th inning. It's easier to say we're in the 8th inning. And I can't tell you, I'm not dealing with innings. Innings are baseball. Those who want to make that and say what inning, they should stick to baseball.
And Jim, to your point on China, let's talk about what inning they're in. I mean, they're seeing some cracks.
China, to me, is having a lot more problems than we are, but China has a reputation as being a kingdom that will do anything to not be humiliated with a president for life. And look, I've seen a lot of change in China. I mean, I remember the Mao area, and then I remember the Deng Xiaoping area, which was the capitalist rotary era. And I think that, again, anybody who, I remember that people say, listen, when Trump loses at the midterms, then China's really going to have its way. But what if Trump doesn't lose at the midterms? And then the fact that I said that Trump may not lose at the midterms means I'm for Trump. And none of that is true. All I'm saying is that China may not be as powerful as we think, and maybe we're more powerful than we think. And these are storylines that are very commonsensical, but they don't come off as commonsensical because we're in a polarized Europe.
And I urge everyone to look under the hood in our markets, and you see a stock like AMD up 190% so far this year.
Yeah, we're going to speak to Lisa Su. She's on Mad Money tonight, and I think that what's happening with Lisa Su is that she's got the right chips for the right time. What's happening with Micron, they have the wrong chips for the wrong time.
And Jim, you interviewed Lisa Su on April 26th. The stock was at 11 then, it's now at 30.
Yeah, so I said that it was going to more than double. That was good.
Yeah, so I think that could happen again after this interview.
Right.
And Jim, you also have the CEO of NXP.
It's very interesting. You see, let's say AMD goes down to 26. Well, I should say it's going to go to 26. Let's posit that. It's going to go to 26. If it goes to 33, what's going to happen? Well, I can reiterate that it's going to go to 26, and people will forget that it went to 33. I'm in the business trying to make people money, and not over the short term, but over the longer term, and I like Advanced Micro.
Okay, you'll have more on the semiconductor space in your ActionAlertsPlus.com call on Thursday at 11:30. You, of course, own Nvidia.
Yes, we own Nvidia, which is really the rival to AMD in many ways. is, and I think that's got a lot of firepower, to it.
All right, and then tonight on Mad Money, you also have the CEO of NXP and Toll Brothers.
Yeah, NXP is very linked to auto, and Toll Brothers is very linked to housing. Those are the two areas nobody wants. Let's find out the truth.
All right, that's tonight, 6 p.m. Eastern on CNBC. Meanwhile, Jim and I are going to continue talking about stocks. Please join us on ActionAlertsPlus.com.